Hello, and welcome back once again to Infinite Jeff, the project where I, Jeff, read the book Infinite Jest to you one page at a time, one day at a time. It is currently Sunday morning. It's October 4th, 10:32 a.m. It'd be a great day not to work, but I do have to work, so that'll be fun. Quote, unquote, fun. But I'm here, reading Infinite Jest, one page at a time, one day at a time. Put it up on YouTube. I'm Jeff. That's why I call it Infinite Jeff. It's funny? Question mark. But anyway, October 4th, 10:33 a.m. now. Doing the third of 5 that I got to record for today, or that I'm choosing to record for today. I don't got to do any of this shit if I don't want to. So, here we go. Page number 226. Wait from Lady Delphina. Pay her twice the 8-gram rate as a generous farewell. She walked without real much formality to her tea stop, stood on the platform, each time mistaking little mutters of thunder for the approach of the train, wanting more of it so badly she could feel her brain heaving around in its skull. Then a pleasant and gentle-faced older black man in a raincoat and hat with a little flat black feather in the band and the sort of black-frame stylus spectacles pleasant older black men wear, with the weary but dignified mild comportment of the older black, waiting alone with her on the chill, dim Davis Square subway platform. This man had folded his herald neatly lengthwise, and had it under the same arm he tipped his hat with, and said to excuse him, if this was an intrusion, he said, but he'd had occasion to see one or two of those linen veils before, around, like what she wore, and was interested, rendered curious. He pronounced all 4 syllables of interested, which Joel, from Kentucky, enjoyed. If he might be so bold, he said, tipping his hat. Joel had engaged with him completely, which was extremely rare, even off the air. She rather welcomed the chance to think about anything else at all, with the train surely never pulling in. She reflected that the anecdote had gotten about, but not the incidence's legacy, she said, as if that part was hidden. The Union of the Hideously and Improbably Deformed was unofficially founded in London in BS 1940, in London, UK, by the cross-eyed, palate-clefted, and wild carbuncular wife of a junior member of the House of Commons, a lady whom Sir Winston Churchill, PM UK, having had several glasses of port plus a toddy at a reception for an American Lend-Lease administrator, had addressed in a fashion wholly inappropriate to social intercourse between civilized gentlemen and ladies. Unwittingly, all but authoring the union designed to afford the scopophobic. No, that's scopophilic. Ugh, that'd be the opposite, I'm guessing. Scopophobia, there it is. An excessive fear of being stared at. Oh, okay. I didn't know that. Scopophobic. You scope like you're being scoped. Obviously, there's some Latin roots there. Anyway, designed for the scopophobic emphatic fellowship and the genesis of sturdy inner resources through shame-free and unconstrained concealment. W. Churchill, when the lady, no person's doormat, informed him with prim asperity harshness of tone or manner. Yeah, okay. With prim asperity that he appeared to be woefully inebriated, made the anecdotally famous reply that while yes, yea, verily, he was indeed inebriated, he would the following AM be once again sober, while she, dear lady, would tomorrow still be hideously and improbably deformed. Oh, that's a mic drop for sure, Churchill. Calling her ugly. Classy. Churchill, doubtless under weighty emotional pressures during this period in history, had then proceeded to extinguish his cigar in the lady's sherry, and to place a finger-bowl napkin delicately over the ruined features of her flaming visage. The laminated non-photo UHID membership card Joel showed to the interested old black gentleman related all this data and more in a point size so tiny the card looked somehow both blank and defaced. Alright, that's the end of page 226. It's also the end of a chapter. Yeah. Man, I like the dialogue. There's so many just pages, they're just walls of text. And the dialogue's just more fun to read. Oh well. It's an interesting book. I know I said it with that tone, like, oh, it's interesting, but it really is interesting. Like, in a good way. Like, that's a good thing. Not like, oh, well, it's interesting. No, it's interesting. You know, it's not interesting. It's interesting. You know, like that. It's interesting. Marius! Good night.